Okay, good evening everyone. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just making sure that my voice could be heard. Right, good evening for reals this time. Hope everybody's well. Here we are in round 7 of the Cone Racing Academy. In the Cone Racing League, we are here in Hungary. We have a short qualifying firstly, 18 minutes long. A little bit on Hungary while we wait for the drivers to come out. It was back in 2003. The track was actually tightened. They wanted to create a little bit more space for the drivers to make overtakes. It is quite a tight lap, this one. It's 2.7 miles long, or 4.3 kilometres closed circuit. It does get nicknamed. Is it the I can't remember now. Monaco without the buildings, or Monaco without the walls. And I can see where that. I can see why it is called that. That makes perfect sense. Considering some of the corners are quite tight and twisty, and you can get out of shape really easily going at speed in Hungary. So Capo, not entirely sure what his mindset is at the moment. Is he alright? Okay, we'll leave Capo to dance on his own as a few of them come out on the outlaps. Because of the time on the calendar, you generally find Hungary is drove in the dry, and normally really warm at that. As you can see, it's a rather nice day for it. Rain, I don't think ever entered a race here once until 2006. That was Jenson Button's first victory. He came from P14 that day, so we shall see whether or not there is a big miracle going to happen today as well. See if someone can really put it down. But we're out now for the first qualifier of Warrior Huntsman, and we're going to stick with him for the first lap. And he's going into turn 1, flat out downhill section. Quick shift and get up those gears quick towards turn 2. Important not to put the power down too early here as you go flat out through 3 in the accelerator, down towards the end of sector 1. And turn 4 flat out. Looks alright. Bit of skipping of the connection there, but we're still going. The uphill section now towards turn 6 and 7. And 8 and 9. Corners are quite tricky in their own right, but they are linked a lot. 8 and 9. You've got to make sure that you're taking the first one right to get that optimal launch into 9. And we continue round with him here, and now let's get the menu, we'll get the map up so we can see what's going on. So, final corner for Warrior Huntsman. There has some times gone down already from Jar Williams. And what will he do? Capuanda retiring on track there. Don't know what's going on there for Capuanda. Bit of a strange few goings on, but there's now out of qualifying as Camiliano. So we have a newcomer today. This is worth a mention. Or side, we'll call him Camiliano. 1 second, I need to change. That is an introduction. Just had a little bit of a test and tried to come into the academy to race tonight. He is representing McLaren. He's in place of the absent Matt Warner. And that's not a bad first lap to put down. As we see, Racing Point, it looks like he's sideways there. Could have been Van Verden, not too sure. Let's move down the path. As Van Gordon is having a bit of a torrid time there. We'll go to Vegas just to see him go around the third sector into turn 13. Long sweeping left-hander, keeping pace into the iconic 14th turn, and then we go into the starting straight, and Vegas moves himself up into P8 with a 117.3. Van Gordon is having a tough one. We also have another newcomer here in Biggs Balls. We'll call him Balls, why not? He is in for Wolf Gaming, the absent Wolf Gaming tonight, so he is representing Renault, and let's hope it's not balls to the wall. I got it in early. And takes a nice line across the first corner, but I thought he hadn't paid out of it there. Downhill Towards corner 2. Let it ride, don't get on too early and flat out towards number 3. And this should be a how bravey a moment here. And he's took just about enough of it, I think. That looks tidy. We'll stay on. Late break here, try and keep some speed. Looks like he's gone a bit deep, which has cost him a little bit of time there for the quick shift back to straighten up. As he comes past turn 11 and into sector 3. Here we go. Tight turn on turn 12. Looks tidy enough. And no. Sorry, there, just got a message. No, he's backed out of that one, which is fair enough if you're not known if it's points going around again. If you know you're not going to get close enough to the time. So we'll jump back down, see if we can see JD. So JD's on his outlap now. He's obviously hung back a little bit. Goes out on the softs. JD, of course, we've got to mention, was the race winner in France. That was race 6 last time out. He was the only driver, I think, on the day to have not a single penalty. He was just so tidy. Very, very nice performance in France, so he'll be hoping to do that again. His performance actually took him second in the Constructors, which is also worth a mention to him. He went to 63 points. In the Constructors, in the title race, he went to 63 points, which put him second to Warrior Huntsman. Super Gabu still in third place, MUFC Harvey and Royal Viking below that. A little bit of a good race for Royal Viking last week as well, and that took him into 5th spot in the championship at the moment. The current Constructors, AlphaTauri, still winning the Constructors with 111 points. Racing Point in second with 87, and Alfa Romeo of Royal Viking and Assault King are in third place still with 71 points. As we see JD come round the final corner with plenty of pace, and off he pops. DRS open, going down the Stanton straight to the tight right-hander of turn 1. Good launch, stayed in the centre of the track. Quick shift up the gears. You can go up the gears very, very quick as you're going downhill. Get as high as you can, get as much speed as you can. He looks quite tidy at the moment. Flat out, could have maybe took a little bit more curb to keep the pace there. But he goes into 4, trying to take a little bit of the curb that time to keep up the pace. This looks good. Keep on with JD at the moment, see if he makes a difference to his times. Joe Williams still at the top. Oh, Joe Williams has took Camilliano at the top, 1:15.584. Warrior Huntsman in P3 currently. So the debutant for McLaren in Camilliano, fair play, has put it in second place. But Royal Viking pops it up there and takes the pole lap. Is JD going to do anything about that? Probably not, looking at that last corner just with the back end coming out before he got the time down. Oh, it was an invalidated lap. Okay, that might have been that last corner or before. So, as it stands, Royal Viking P1, 1:15.2. Are we going to see anyone sub 1:15? We have 8 minutes to go. Second position, Jar Williams, 1:15.5, 3/10 behind, and another 3/10 behind again to Camilliano. So, a great lap for the Alfa Romeo of Royal Viking. Could he make a difference after a little bit of a tough opening lap? A little bit of a wobble down there. Still needs to push, see if he can get himself up that grid. Every position does make a difference when the track is so tight. It is really all important on this Or as Racing Slade leaves the session. Oh, okay, he's just retired to the pits, okay. We'll stick with Van Goverden because it's both the racing points currently in 16 and 17, none of which to make a lap. Champion Dino still in the pits. So, Sector 3, going into 13, left-hander. Keep it smooth, keep it on. And push, push, push. It's not going to be enough to improve his time at the moment, and it was an invalidated lap. Okay, so we'll have a little look up to Murphy. Murphy's in the Mercedes. He is also on a lap, his out lap, just starting his first lap, gone around corner 1 and down into corner 2. We'll see how he gets on. Shake going towards the 2 times, and that's an invalidated lap. Okay, we'll move on to Vegas. He is his teammate in Mercedes. See whether or not he can change his position. We've gone into the pits now, and we'll be looking to all get on to the softs if they haven't already. Go and have a little look. Yeah, so everyone has actually set their best laps on the softs now. Everyone has had their go out. Capoanda was on the mediums, but he's now out. Okay. So still with Vegas. He's set a purple sector, so he's got every chance at the moment. He's just lost it a little bit going around turn 13. It was tough to be too aggressive, and that might have cost him that little bit of time that he needed to be worth putting it down and getting the rest of the lap in. So he's dived in the pits. With 5 minutes to go, he should be fine to get himself back out. Murphy may have stayed out for a second lap. We're going to have a look at the new driver Balls for a second. He's on his out lap. There, see, Salt King's 3 laps down. Where's he? Going around the first corner, so he's staying out for another lap on those tyres to see whether or not he can put a time down. And we will see whether or not his second attempt will get him up that grid. So last week's winner has not set a time yet with 4 minutes to go of qualifying. He's going to have a couple attempts at it here as long as he kept enough fuel, or is he going to go flat out in this one lap? We shall see, and we'll stay on board to JD and see what he's got to put down. Stays tight to turn 1, uses all of the road and gets straight on the power. Into the sweep in 2, and then you've got 3 and 4. 3 and 4, it's sort of a max acceleration down the hill, and then you're hitting top speed. And it's do you or don't you in terms of keeping your toe down to take this corner. Some will, some won't. Some will lift off, some will go flat out, some will try and drop a gear and brake last minute to take some of the pace out of it. There's numerous ways, but it's merely all to do with balance. And the Racing Point makes way for his teammate JD, that at the moment is still looking okay. As the Racing Point still in Sector 2 waiting there. And then was that a purple sector for Sector 2 for JD. Just needs to keep it steady around the final 2 corners. And the racing point. Oh! Didn't invalidate on the last corner. Very, very nearly did. Try to get too much very late doors, but he has put himself into P4. That's a great effort from him. Pressure was just starting to mount a little bit, so he'll be chuffed with that. Whether or not he goes in the second lap now, I'm not sure. But fair play to him. It's would have been a tough old race from back there if he hadn't been able to put that down. His teammate at the moment, however, hasn't had such a great qualifier and is back in the pits. He may get a chance if he's very, very quick to get out, but we shall see. Champion Dino is currently out on the mediums, and he's going to try and qualify in the mediums. Interesting strategy and different to anybody else on the track at this moment in time. And did he stay wide? Yep, I think we're both good back there. A little bit of weaving in and out. Sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, I'm very sorry about that. I've just had to do some administrative duties. There was one of the racers couldn't get in, so I've just had to sort that out briefly. I do apologise for the viewers, but we are back on with 2 minutes remaining. The quali's finished, so we're just seeing everyone come back round. Who's still on an out lap? I'm not entirely sure. I've got very, very confused all of a sudden, but please forgive me. So Camiliano took pole position back anyway. We didn't see a sub 115 as yet, or if anyone can put that in on their final attempts. But fair play to him for taking pole on his debut in the academy. That's a great effort. We have Royal Viking in second at the moment, and Jar Williams all within 3/10, you know, putting in strong laps there. Murphy 3/10 back further still to Jar Williams in P4. Super Gabu up there again for the Red Bull. Yes, the Red Bull. And JD in the racing point, of course, we saw late doors throw a lap in there to put him in P6 and give him every chance at getting back up there again. So, sorry, I'm staring at people going into the pit lane. Camiliano might have. Well, Murphy looks like he's on a lap, so we'll stay with Murphy. Although flag's out. So Murphy's best time 1:15.6. Messages. Okay. Not sure what we're waiting for now. We're just waiting for people to retire. Emiliano's still out on track at the moment, but surely he's done. Quali's finished. Okay, all done. So, that all got a little bit confusing towards the end. I do apologise. However, we have the Argentinian Camiliano. He is representing McLaren this evening on his debut in the CRA. He's set a time of 1:15.1 and set the fastest lap, and also close, just shy of 100th is Royal Viking. 1/10, sorry, is Royal Viking. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Race time. We shall see in race speed who has the nerves and who doesn't on the first lap. Of the speed of 3 and 4, the test of the nerves. How fast is too fast in turn 4, making sure you're leaving space. It's a lot different when there's two cars side by side going in that corner. The pace is almost, well, you'll see. Half. Half if they dare, full if they don't. Or half if they don't dare, full if they do. But hopefully we keep it nice and clean and all cars get round nice and safely. And try and get the first lap in before we all settle down. But it is a tight course. There's going to have to be a lot of respect given by the drivers here as we go on our formation lap. Just check. Yeah. Just check one. Champion Dino did in fact make the race, which is good. Looks like we're all in. Superb, looking forward to this one. Shadow Moody opts for the medium tyre, and the only one that opts for the medium tyre. Let's see how he gets on. So formation lap, just about trying to get as much warmth in these tyres as possible, making sure you get the quick start off the line and into that first corner. Try and get as best track position as you can to make sure you stay nice and safe, but keep the pace so you can get out in front if you can, or as clear air as you can between you and the car behind. So this should be very easy, very interesting. Academy, of course, is full of drivers that are trying to get better and try and get themselves into the main leagues of CRL and or the Tier 1 and Tier 2. This has turned out to be an unbelievable league. Now, as it happens, the standard seems to be up and up and every week. It is a very, very enjoyable to commentate on these races and really look forward to them all week, really. But here we go. Shut up, Dan, because the red lights are starting to ding. Don't mind the front view, but there's the first, second, third, fourth and fifth red light, and we're away. The Academy are gone, and at the moment it looks cleanish, and now we get the front view. Thought we'd get that soon enough. Why is that flicked around the corners? Okay, we've got the... it's Royal Viking has took the lead. At the start of the race, it's always a little bit of a strange goings-on with some of the boards around the right-hand side, but don't worry about that. Royal Viking is in the front of this race with Camiliano in second. And Murphy looks like he's took a dip in Camiliano there and climbed well. Let's wait for that to resolve, or we stay on board just for a second. And it is indeed Murphy who has had an unbelievable start after such a bad start last week, dropping down the full pack. I think he deserves that, to be honest, with his the way he's been driving and sort of completing the race last week all the same. Trying to fight to the end, and he scrapped his way and fought his way all the way back up to 10th position, I think it was, in the end. So that's a great start for him. Camiliano just drops into 3rd place. We are still all right at the moment. If we just have a quick look at the back of the grid, Shadow Moody and Racing Slade, yeah, they still look all right, but they have dropped a few positions from the start. Murphy's partner in Vegas is in 15th and dropped 7 places from that start, so there might have been something that's happened there. This looks good. Oh, looks like there's a Renault in the middle there. Looked like they were touching. Big Ben. And he's got his nose in front round the final corner and hits the straight with Champion Dino just in behind him. It's a great start. We've got what's happened to Assault King. He's dived in the pits, so there must have been some damage there from the goings on in the first lap. Yes, Assault King and Shadow Moody have chosen to pit. Let's fly up the field to Joe Williams, who is trying to chase down Camiliano in 3rd. Joe Williams is in the Williams and takes that corner nicely. However, Camiliano just creating a little bit more of a space as we see the cars start to settle down a little bit. Let's keep going further back down the pack and see what's happening and where it's happening. Capawanda has jumped a few spots since the start of the race and must have had a decent launch in the AlphaTauri. So fair play to him, what a start he has had. Lap 2. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Not sure why that is. Possibly Shadow Moody, we'll just see. But we will go back up top with Royal Viking, who starts lap 3. He's created himself a 3-second lead now and space between him and Murphy. What a start to a race he has had. He just needs to keep this very, very clever. And he is on for a good race, as we saw there. Capawanda was the beginners of the fouls penalties today, as he has had a problem, and the AlphaTauri has come off the track entirely into what looks to be the first corner. He's just parked up at the side of the road. Hopefully he drives around any minute, and if he wants to give up, he has to give up in the pits as a standard rule for the league. However, we don't want him to. It's such early doors. Get yourself around, get yourself in the pits and drive. We'll take the focus off him a second, as Vegas in the Mercedes with Murphy has had... He's left the session. Wow. Okay, so we are on with Warrior Huntsman. So this is the current championship leader. Didn't have the start that he would have liked. Camiliano has just got a 3-second penalty for multiple corner cutting, or multiple warnings. Hopefully that won't cost him too much at the end of this race, but he just needs to keep it as tight as he can towards Murphy. He is within 0.3 of a second. Warrior Huntsman, as I say, is the championship leader at the moment, in the middle for the AlphaTauris that are the constructors leaders currently, so very, very strong from him. However, he's maybe just pushing it that little bit too much and goes really wide. However, it's lap 4, so we would have had the DRS. Have I turned that off? I have turned that off. Okay, so the second DRS, of course, comes just immediately after the first turn, so there's 2 in close proximity. And he's just going to play it safe back there. So I'm going to skip and slip forward and try and speak while they do it. Camiliano just behind Murphy. Royal Viking increases that lead further. What a drive he's having. Keep your head down, lad. That's top draw. And 5 seconds. Just over 5 seconds to Murphy in the Mercedes. In this tricky 8-9, as you see Camiliano just go wide in there behind Murphy. Joe Williams, so it's the front 4 and the quartet are pushing on and trying to create themselves a little bit of space to balls in P5 for the McLaren. currently having a fantastic showing. So both of the newbies, the intros to the trialists, the debutants of Balls and what was the other fella? Camiliano in the McLaren. They are now, I was going to say side by side, but no. Camiliano's just come into the pits in lap 5, so early pit. Going on to the mediums. Maybe he wants to create himself a little bit of space. Could be a right touch. There's several of them coming in to now change the pits. Change from softs to mediums in the pits. I'm not drinking, honestly. As we stay on board with Carter. Let's have a little look at the tyres. Yeah, so all of the leading 8-9 races are all on 4 laps of softs. There are some changes going on further down the field. Most have changed to medium. Salt King and Shadow Moody on the hards, having to change wings early doors or pits early doors, so I believe. And we are going to switch back. So Big Ben is in P5. As Murphy, I presume, goes into the pits. No, he hasn't. He's come off the track and span. And that is torture for the lad after doing so well last week coming back. And he's having real problems. Oh, he's nearly reversed into traffic as well. That's unbelievable driving by whoever just passed him. He's a lucky boy. Ghosting, I believe, is on, however. So it would mean that there wouldn't be a direct collision when there is problems, but as you can see, his front right wing has been removed, so he is in a bad place with this yellow flag. Van Goverden has had a drive-through penalty, having sped under the safety car yellow flag regulations, and you can see all of them diving in the pits for the next tyre changes as well. I'll have a little look again just to make sure. Yeah, so we have Royal Viking, Big Balls, MFC Harvey, Van Goverden, still on 5 laps and still on the original tyres. They will all be coming in at the end of this lap, you would think, or in lap or two, and that will reinstate the front of the pack with Camiliano and JD as he took himself up there with Super Gabu. So, okay, interesting. Yeah, everyone's stopped and Murphy is on his one stop now. Let's see what he can do in terms of trying to bring everything up. He is down 12 positions from the starter, but we've got to say Van Goverden's got to go in the pits, but Big Ben especially has had a massive climb up the field, and he is doing very well. So we'll stay on board with him just a second. He is with Renault. So slowed right down under safety car rules. They've all caught up. It is a safety car that we're all now catching up with. So the whole pack are going to squeeze up. That may have been the collision earlier. But we have a couple of cars that are going to have to catch up with the pack. That gives Murphy a chance to squeeze up, and that may be a little bit of a blessing in disguise for him. He's fell back quite a bit because of that little error going into and had to go into the pits as a result to replace that wing, but he's now going to have a chance to catch the pack up. So this changes a lot. You've got Bolt at the front still on the softs. I would imagine the best case scenario for him would have been to get in and get those mediums on as quick as possible and get back out and in that pack as quick as he can. Once everyone's bunched together, that's going to make things somewhat more difficult for him. As you can see, everyone's bunched up now with him leading. He's still on his 6 laps of softs. Will that imminently cost him? So last week's winner, JD, has popped himself into 3rd place and put himself in a very, very prominent position again. all on fresh tyres, just about, which makes for an interesting final 8 laps, 10 laps. If you see 1 or 2 ghosted out, it's just a little bit of a connectivity issue. Or they're being, oh, they might be. And they're all back away, so good fighting at the front of the affairs. Let's make sure that Balls doesn't get in the way too much, as there is a blue flag and he goes wide. Oh, he's wrestling a little bit. He's cut the corner back across, and that's going to hamper JD. Hopefully that isn't going to cause him any wing damage. Doesn't look like it has at the moment. He'll be thankful of that, without a shadow of a doubt. This close as they wrestle up, and again he's got to be seeing that blue flag at the moment and thinking that the best thing to do is to move out the way at the moment. Still hanging around in there. So we're all flying. Seems to be that everybody's clean enough as we enter sector 3. And the sweeping right, left and right again before we hit the big straight. And here we will see no DRS because it is straight after safety car, so they won't have the opportunity to make the best of that. And of course that makes sense. If everybody did, there could be some carnage at some very high speeds. And yeah, is this a glitch? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, he is still on softs, which is okay. Big Ben goes into third position with JD close in behind, but JD's really trying to put it on him at the moment, and these are having a good battle as they come flying down the hill, and just a little bit of an uphiller towards the fourth turn. Really close. This is all about balance around the turn 5, and the two doublers in 6 and 7. Sharp right, sharp left, going into 8 and 9. All about keeping the balance of the cars. A lot of balance involved to get the optimum outage. As you can see, JD just puts the power down and takes it a little bit wider and puts himself a second behind Big Ben now. So Camiliano, our debutant, goes nearly 4 seconds clear of his nearest rival, who is Big Balls, who hopefully isn't holding people up here. I mean, okay. And he pulls to the side. His teammates are trying to use each other for DRS. JD shot in behind them. Super Gabba, representing Red Bull, has been very, very consistent in the academy and always near the top. Of course, he was in third position in the championship. He still is in third position in the championship after last week's race. He is on 57 points. JD is, of course, is on 63 points, 6 points above him, but there still is a big gap to Warrior Huntsman in the AlphaTauri. He is on 83 points at the top of affairs at the moment, but Warrior Huntsman is only P6 currently in lap 10. Can he make a difference? Moving in, Assault King, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, generally corner cutting, or will be. Not always intentional at such high speeds. It's not easy. We're going to stay on with him a second as the majority of the field are bunched up. We'll have a little look at JD as he starts to get closer and closer. Will he make a dive on the straight? We shall see, as he is just about to get DRS round corner 14. The opening straight. There's a bit of weaving going on up ahead of him. Sure why. And Big Ball's still wrestling it out there. softs. Lovely corner 4. That is amazing to see. Such pace, gets really, really close to the back end of Balls, and Balls just gives him a little bit of space on the inside, but just behind them is Warrior Huntsman, and he sees an opportunity, and JD loses out to Warrior Huntsman, who has got past them, and what a sight that is. And the two go close behind of Royal Viking and Carter, and as you can see, there's some... Oh, was there a touch? Murphy gets a 3-second time penalty for touch, corner cutting, a multiple warning, sorry. And as someone has just spanned badly. It looked like it was Carter, got the worst of that in the Haas, and he is facing the fence. That is a safety car again. Carter is going to have to sit there until everyone passes and turn his car around. That is very, very unfortunate for Carter. Unlucky him. His complete nose has come off. They were all driving very close towards each other, and quite easily could have happened. That's unlucky. There's a drive-through penalty for speeding. That's for Royal Viking, and he's in 5th position, and that isn't good for him. Will that cost him later on in the race? And Racing Slade's been disqualified from the session, receiving multiple penalties. There is only so many you will be allowed, and he will be removed and disqualified. And it was speeding in the pit lane, and coming to change sides, and ultimately his race is over. So, not to worry as far as McLaren are concerned, because you've got Grayson Slade on the bottom of the grid. However, Camilliano is on the very, very top. He is 6 laps through the mediums, with 6 laps still to go, as we follow the safety car here in Hungary, in the Hungaro Ring, for race 7 of the Cone Racing Academy, as we slow the race down once more. There's a severe collision by... you can see bits of wing flying off all over the place. Settle down, lads. This just needs to be calmed down a little bit. No need to get so close. No need at all at this moment in time. But you can see there, Royal Viking. Was that his front right wing missing? I'm afraid. It looks as if there's damage, without a shadow of a doubt. So, decisions. It looks like this could be could get tough for him. Yep, and a couple have dived into the pits. So MUFC Harvey has gone in, and of course Royal Viking has too, so the pair of them taking big hits. I actually thought they were on the same team there for a second, but they are not. As we go back up the grid again. So Big Balls has come out the pits. He has put their mediums on. My apologies, getting right confused with where he should have been. But if that was right to get 10 laps out of the softs and stay up there, then fair play. And Warrior Huntsman puts the softs back on, coming out the pits. Vegas went up a spot there, I don't know how. So we've bunched right up. We're just waiting for a few extras just to see if they can catch up with the pack. So that is Champion Dino. He's come out of the pits now, but he's probably going to get a chance to get round that pack in time. The racing point in front of him of Van Goverden. Yeah. He's in 15. He's on 5 laps through the mediums, but he hopefully will get up back towards the pack very, very soon as well. So, Camilliano in pole, Big Ben, number 2, Super Gabu in the Red Bull for 3, the racing point of JD in 4, Jay Williams in the Williams in number 5, Big Balls on his debut, he is in 6. Superb race from him, he's still in there, hope he doesn't balls it up. Alright, I'll stop. I promise I'll stop. Oh, will I? They're away. Green flags, green flags. Go, go, go. And he's unhampered at the front of affairs. He's away. So 4 laps left. Will the fresher tyres of Big Balls and Warrior Huntsman come into play now? Can they do anything with it? So I'm going to flick down to Warrior Huntsman in a second. Someone's just dropped a place there. Was there a problem? Doesn't look like it. They're all still doing all right at the back. Right at the back. Warrior Huntsman has his eyes set as Big Balls gets a time penalty. MUFC Harvey gets a time penalty. Have tyres just cooled down a little bit in that episode? Have they not been able to keep the tyres as Assault King looked like he'd lost a few spots there? Some goings on further down the pack. That looks like a lot of cars in a very small place. But they're all doing well and keeping it clean. Warrior Huntsman has his eyes set. And he has got every chance to get himself up that grid. He's just trying to take it to smoothly and calmly. I completely understand that. You know, where his position is now is more important than finishing at the back of the pack, as Assault King gets a 3-second time penalty. Also, this is going to be very, very interesting come the end of the race. And wow, Warrior Huntsman must have left the width of paint away from the final wall and goes down the opening straight. And he's trying to get himself positioned with the DRS. Will he do it? Some superb driving there with him and Big Balls. Class little battle going on there. As Kimiliano gets a little bit further, and I've come away just as he's passed him. He's passed. So Warrior Huntsman just gets that extra little bit of grip on the softs going into turn 4 and that flat out left-hander, and he now has a little bit of a vision ahead of him of the Williams, and I would imagine now, steady on you, don't touch that inside curb. As we all know, it doesn't take much. Any speed or any put down of any throttle on the inside of that curb, even without throttle, sometimes is enough to send your face towards the wall. That might have even been where Cat got caught out before. I seem to remember that being ish where that spot was. Warrior Huntsman gets a 3-second penalty in his bid to try and push. But you don't want a 3-second penalty because it's hard to make up 3 seconds. It's a lot easier to lose them. But every chance. So looking around the rest of the pack, you have got in 11th MUFC Harvey on 1 lap. He is also trying to, you can see how much he's trying to get his ERS to get himself a bit of a launch on the straight and see if he has that chance to catch up to Murphy and get himself higher up the points. And we have JD in the pits. Oh, he's had to submit to get in a change. That's very unfortunate. Or did he have a drive-through penalty if he's still in the... Is he still on the same tyres? Don't know what's going on there. We will find out. But we'll go back to the front and see Camiliano with still a 0.7 gap to Big Ben in second, Super Gabu in third, Jar Williams fourth, and Warrior Huntsman in the AlphaTauri, as we know, has had the time penalty, but who knows who's got what time penalty at this moment in time. That bit is pretty tough to keep up with, I'll be honest. As Champion Dino makes a move. That's a lovely aerial shot. Goes wide so you can get a cut and take it a bit quicker, and does. Gets on the outside, he clips him, and he's sent Assault King into the wall. We'll get a review of that one, I would imagine, at a later stage, but some superb battling at the time. He had to turn in, and that's just very, very unfortunate for Assault King, as they're both really trying to push at the moment to get themselves as high up that grid as they can towards the points, which currently MUFC Harvey has the last of. Where's the battles going on? We'll go back on to Warrior Huntsman a second, see how he is doing as he pushes. Shadow Moody has made a move as we go on with Murphy. So MUFC Harvey alongside. It's just a sandwich in between Moody and Harvey at this moment in time. The 2 Ferraris. So they just need to keep where they are, and at least they know in the points. So the 2 Mercedes and the 2 Ferraris, as we see, are 7, 8, 9 and 10, and battling out to get as many points as they can. Face to face, the Renaults are having a good day at the office with Big Bennett in second and Big Balls. Is that right, the 2 Renaults? Alongside sorry, N2 and 6. So they're doing really well in terms of constructors. And we stay on board with Big Balls as he comes round to the last corner, corner 14. The stadium, all eyes on. Corner 14, of course, it's not a flat-out corner. It's not a foot up and then a foot down. Purely, it's all about sort of controlling the throttle. Some drivers you might see around corner 14 just have a little bit of a feather of that throttle, just to make sure that they're keeping the balance of the car nice and tidy, so that effectively when the foot does go back down, it stays down and you can get that optimum launch into the opening straight or the start straight, finish straight, depending on. And we've still got close eyes on Big Balls, who is a second behind Warrior Huntsman. Not sure what his penalties have been like, but Big Ben gets a 3-second penalty at the top there. We're on the final lap, of course, but the first four have all had a one-stop strategy, I believe, staying on the mediums from the initial softs. And they are 12 laps or 11 laps through. We'll stay on board with Camiliano as he finishes the race off 13, and the final corner just needs to hold it together and hope that the penalty points have taken effect, and he will be today's pole. He's confident and he gets it. Camiliano wins his first there's all sorts of time penalties. Warrior Huntsman 5-second time, but there's all sorts of penalties kicking around. Oh my word, Warrior Huntsman has fell from the shelf down to P10. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. He did pick up a few penalties there on the way through, trying to push through the pack. It's Ja Williams has took second place. Another good performance for the Williams. Super Gaboo TV, a solid third position for him. He has raced again spot on today, and he's there or thereabouts. The tactics have gone right for him. Vegas, I'll tell you what, it's a great shout as well, actually. Just noticed Murphy had finished in 9 and had a similar race again where he's had to drop right down the pack, unfortunately because of an error, and then he's managed to scrape his way back up into the points and get himself a solid enough finish into P9. Wow. I hope that was entertaining for everybody that's been watching on the stream. I thought that was absolutely class. There was stuff happening all over the place. Really enjoyed it. It was tough to keep up with at times. It is a hard track with not a great deal of passing opportunities, and I think that the majority of them have kept that very impressive, keeping close racing but trying to keep it as clean as possible. In the most, we saw that anyway around most of the track. One or two just finding it a bit hard today, but otherwise it was very nice to see. So that was round 7. That was the Hungarian Grand Prix, and your winner is Camiliano. He also will celebrate not only with his win, but he will be his fastest lap. So it was 1:18.3 for him. That's superb, only 3 seconds. Champion Dino without one penalty, so well done him. Ja Williams in second place for the Williams. He started on the grid place 3. The Red Bull goes into 3 again, and solid start to finish, and he moves up 2 positions from his start. Shadow Moody and MUFC Harvey, you've got to have a shout out, the 2 Ferraris that have kept it solid, only 1 penalty between them, and solid racing right the way around pretty much for the Ferraris, for a great finish for them in 5 and 6. Big Ben and Big Balls in the Renaults with the number 7 and number 8. They have done well as well for the Renaults and got themselves into their points today, so fantastic for them. So thank you very much for watching. If you give me one moment, I'm going to just try and see if we can get hold of 1 or 2 of the drivers from the top 3. Camiliano's left the session. Let's see if Ja Williams wants a quick chat. He's here. We think Joe Williams in for a chat. Hey there, mate. If you can hear me, I can't hear you at the moment. I may be on mute. Just make sure that you have your settings set to change and share with all so that I can hear your voice. No, can't hear him at the moment. No. Okay, not to worry. It doesn't look like we'll have many chats out after today's race. We'll maybe have a chat with the group and get people to be ready to have a little chat after our next race. And if you give me one more second, I shall find out where that is so we know where to tune into. So it is round 8 in Italy, and that's where we'll be next. So we'll see you next Monday for that. Look forward to it. Thanks very much. Bye.